Brent Rhodes and I started talking about doing a community toy drive. They had some participation with the Bruce House in the past, and we wanted to find ways to expand it.
And afterwards he said, you know what, this is all nice, but I'm talking about grand scale. And I had suspected at one point that Kirk was a little off center. And so when we started talking about this larger scale thing, I came away from that conversation convinced that
he was
off his rocker. So we kind of hashed out this whole big idea, and I left that day scared to death, but knowing I had some phone calls to make. And so I started calling people that I knew were involved in certain various things that we were going to need. And one of the first phone calls I made was to you. I said, we're definitely going to need some help on this. I have no idea which way we're going to go with TV coverage, but we're going to need it. I called a friend of mine who was on the board of CASA. He pointed me to Sue Baker. I actually called Katie High, and we had this idea for the expert shoppers, and I said, hey, would your daughter Molly be interested in this? And she wanted to know more about it, and the next thing I know, she's raising money. So I would say, bottom line is, I've never really been a lottery winner. I think I won $500 in Vegas once, but I got to tell you, I hit the jackpot on a couple of these phone calls. I couldn't have done this. Nobody could have done this without you and Katie and Sue. It was a really lucky collection of events that happened to make this thing go.
That's what we did. We brought people in. We brought in Sangsters. We brought in Katie from Works Gym. We've brought in NCW Life, who has probably been one of the greatest partners in this deal as far as getting us out in front of the community through TV, through social media, and our kid shoppers and all that. Just a couple of the projects that we've had. But so we did what we did is we put together a committee and started figuring out how we were going to do it, what we were going to do, and the direction we needed to go. And the first thing we had to do is find organizations to be recipients, and so we found some really good organizations that we felt very comfortable with that share really good values. And so Serve Wenatchee and CASA were the two of the three organizations that we brought on, and then Bruce House is the third.
It's truly amazing to see the response of this community to bring together their efforts, their time and their talent and their treasure to be able to offer this to families in our community. Serve Wenatchee Valley is an organization whose stated objective is to help prevent homelessness, to keep families in their homes. Many of us have choices that we're making about which gift to buy at Christmas time. Many of the families that we are honored to serve are facing a different kind of decision. They're facing a decision to provide Christmas for their children, or to put food on the table, or to pay rent, or to pay the electric bill. And to be able to come together as a community and extend that level of dignity and honor to these families and give them the opportunity to celebrate with their family in their homes Christmas is truly an amazing blessing.
We always struggle this time of year being able to fill that and fill all the wishes, and this has come about and it's been such a blessing. Our kids are like any other kids out there, and they want the same as any other kid wants and any other family. And for our children that have been able to return home to their parents who have struggled to do the services and do the things necessary so that they can have their children back in their home, they often have absolutely nothing when the children are returned from their home. They're literally starting their lives over again with their families. So it's just the greatest opportunity to be able to give back to the people that need it the most.
We're going to be able to provide Christmas for hundreds of kids this year because of what our community came together and did. And I think that that's probably the thing, and that's the ultimate goal. At the end of the day, it doesn't have anything to do about Les Schwab. It doesn't have anything to do about Sangster Motors or CASA or Tom. It's about providing for our community. It's about providing for our youth. And I think that that's the most important message that we want to get across, is the community involvement is what provided for our youth and our kids to have Christmas this year.
I'm a big softie, so it's hard for me to talk and not be emotional about stuff. seeing the bikes all together. I mean, that was just, you start to get a sense. I remember when Kirk came in our office and started talking to us about the toy drive, and immediately I'm like, Les Schwab Toy Drive going to be successful? Absolutely. What can we do? And I didn't know, we're still young as far as being a TV station in the community and what we could do, actually. I knew you probably get a little more mileage out of the radio than us necessarily. But to visually, represent what the community has done, hopefully we've been able to do that a little bit. The expert shoppers, I mean, that was a home run. I'm like, well, of course, who better to shop for kids than kids? And to watch that and be that fly on the wall and to bring those images to everybody and to have those families involved was fantastic. The Depews, I mean, Amy's just awesome. The kids are great. And Miles, everybody wants to adopt Miles now. And Addie, of course, and having her grandpa helping her out with that thing, and having Dawn, still my favorite line is Dawn saying, Addie, there's an indoor cornhole game. And I mean,
I did check with Miles's parents, and his mom, Laura, said, no, he's not for adoption.
Yeah. We'll work on Miles on the whole girl thing. He'll eventually get there. But I think, high point for me was just every time we went to Hooked on Toys, and Tom and the gang and the Callises at Hooked on Toys, and their buy-in. I mean, and that's just it. The Sangster boys and the family and the buy-in that happened from the community to help this out. I think it's just incredible. Wenatchee Valley Velo for what they did to chip in the helmets and to provide that, to make sure they got the lids on the kids. I mean, it's just a great effort, and to continue that into this toy drive was fantastic.
If I had to tell you the one thing that I appreciate the most, it was the people that gave thanklessly. I mean, they literally gave their time, they gave their passion, they gave whatever we needed throughout this process to make it be a success. And when you stand outside of Hooked on Toys in the cold and you see people coming in the store, buying toys, coming out of the store, and they empty everything they had in their hand into your bucket, and they weren't there to buy anything for themselves, they were there to buy something for kids. What did I get out of it? I mean, I got a sense of community, I got a sense of value, and I got a sense of pride in our community. Is what I personally got out, and that was the high point for me, if I had to tell you what the high points were.
Well, believe it or not, we're to the final stage here of the distribution for the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive for 2017. We've got Mike McCarty here with the Les Schwab, and we have Lisa Abel with the Bruce House and Women's Resource Center. Lisa, this has been quite an interesting month. Tell us about how this is going to work for your organization and what all of these toys mean to the kids.
Wow, I wasn't expecting all that. Well, this has really meant a lot to us, and very humbling for me, because this is my first go around with this, and I'm even getting the chills talking about it. So,
well, and it's been a chills for all of us that have been involved with this, and Mike, I know that this has been a special event for you too.
Yeah. Special for Les Schwab Tire Centers, and also for our supporters with the NCW Life, KKRV, Wenatchee Wild, Sangster Motors. We've had a great network of people to really help out the children of this community, and we're so proud to be part of that. We are so proud.
But watching the kids be so excited and see them open gifts and stuff is going to be awesome.
Well, and that's just it, is to live vicariously through those children and through their eyes and through their excitement come Christmas time. And that's why this whole thing happened here for the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. So Mike, and to Kirk, and to everybody involved, thank you very much. And I know the organization certainly appreciate it as well.
We're so happy to be part of this and part of our community. And I need to say thank you to the community for reaching out and doing what you've done. It's made it so successful, and every kid now that we've tried to get a hold of is going to be able to open a gift for Christmas this year, and that was the whole meaning of it right there. So, absolutely. And it was nice to meet you too.
It's nice to meet you too. Thank you to everybody who donated a gift to help out our kids.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. We've had tens of thousands of dollars of cash donations. We've had thousands of toys to be able to go out to hundreds of kids to help make sure that they have something to unwrap for this Christmas. And before you know it, we'll be working on the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive for 2018. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, and thank you to everybody who donated to make this all happen.